Yeah, exactly. Hello.
Hello.
Agreed. Fucking Algora. How do I ensure people drink the poo-poo punch? Try to spike the punch with
pause.
laxatives.
The pause made that so much better.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh god. Alright, 2 hours in, roughly. Yeah, I'm gonna just close it because Goopy Goblin Gamer Brain can't focus on two things at the same time.
Oh, that was almost bad. I put someone in that shouldn't have. So now
Oops.
the mountain of smiling bodies is almost ready to go punch a bitch.
Nice.
Think great.
Yeah.
I was just running your face.
Promising. Yeah. I'm unsure if that's great or horrible. Or both, to be honest.
That is never a good thing to hear.
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm almost on this cider. So, time to pour me some vodka. Ah, God.
Oh yeah, that was like.
Oh,
Alright, sorry, I had to take a call. What did I miss, Sneaky?
Huh? I sent you a link.
I
so
had
you
to take
can...
a call just now.
Okay, I sent you a link. So you,
Uh-oh.
so
Yes,
you
you
can
did.
so you can look at something while you're not paying attention to this story. Because you're not going to pay attention to this story. This is not like a slight against you. You're not going to pay attention to this story.
What is the story?
How
Statement
bad
of
is
fact.
the story?
Harry Potter Helsing.
Oh, I have no reason to pay attention to that.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah.
Alright, what are you wanting me to stare at with this thing?
I just finished writing the Atom section. So if you want to read that, it's right above the yellow comment I made on page like 11 or 12. So, yeah, hello, Internet. This is your family-friendly Sneaky Devil here. it's time for us to embark upon a journey once more, and suffer once more.
Excellent.
Because as the was it the Buddhists? Is it the Buddhists or the Taoists or whatever one of those funky Asian religions that says that suffering brings you closer to enlightenment?
Buddhist.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
that's
we're all gonna
Buddhist.
be real fucking enlightened by the end of the night.
Oh, Jesus, God in heaven.
I mean, how many years are we on now, Sneaky?
We're all sages. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off tonight with a Harry Potter Hellsing crossover, called A Human No More.
The worst part about this is
Yes.
I care just
Yeah.
slightly enough about both of these
Yeah.
fandoms to be just infuriated.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what?
Yeah.
We have some fantastic news for tomorrow.
Do we?
Yeah. Star Wars Stories comes out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the Japanese.
Yeah, that's
stories,
the
right?
anime
Yeah,
one.
Nice.
We're
nice.
getting 2 shorts from Trigger. 2.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the description reads as the following: Alucard, the first and most powerful vampire who walked on Earth.
Sneaky, we're still on the
Oh.
splash screen.
Oh, there we go. I fixed it. The Alucard, the first and most powerful vampire who walked on Earth. For some reason, Earth is not capitalized, meaning there is entirely possible a first and most powerful vampire that is in the ocean.
No,
Oh, fuck.
be fair, could be on the moon too.
Oh,
Moon vampires.
oh shit! You know, everyone knows what happens when you get moon vampires.
Think about
Moon
it; they're
salted.
unkillable if they stay on the. Well, no, I guess the dark side does see the sun too, but I guess it really
Sneaky.
depends on whether or not seeing getting hit with the sun in space counts as daylight.
The astronauts come home from the moon,
Yeah.
immediately
Oh, yeah.
go back. Moon
Moon's
salted.
haunted. Loads M4 into rocket. What are you doing?
God,
Moon's
that was
haunted.
a fantastic sketch in Destiny, and
Yeah.
some fucking asshole company muted the music.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was so fucking. What's going on? Moon's haunted. Cox.
The fuck do you mean? Moon's haunted. Sneaky
got some-
loads Galahorn with malicious intent.
I think the best part about that entire meme is the implication that somehow shooting the ghost is gonna fix the problem.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's bullet. Always work.
What nobody didn't know.
Okay, so everybody knew it.
What the fuck?
What nobody didn't know. Okay.
Well, okay then.
Was that he have another life.
Oh wait, okay, hold on, Sneaky. The author's note is actually quite important here, but it does give some hope.
I'm aware. However, it's cringe. But the point here is, so he says, I understand his English isn't the best, but the plot,
I see. I was gonna say, 'cause I'm getting some real
the
machine
fucking-
translation vibes here.
well, yeah, maybe, but like my main issue here is the premise. There we go. The premise is that, you know, he's like, oh, Alucard has a separate life that he lives separate from Alucard. It's like, no, everyone actually, there's a fair number of people that were aware of Alucard being other people at various points in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially what's her face? The lady that lady that ran the organization.
Yeah,
Integral.
Integra, yeah.
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 He was even a girl once. That was weird. I don't know why, but he was.
He was also Russian, wasn't he?
Yes, he was a Russian princess.
Yeah.
That was.
A thing.
I
Yeah.
like that they're like, he was a Russian princess. once. He's never been a woman set. It's like, did he choose to be a woman and a princess, or did he like? And he was like, "That's it. It's never gonna get any better." Or did he experience life as a princess and go, "If this is the best it gets, I never want to do this again"?
I think with the whole thing, with the Helsing lore specifically for Alucard, with him being around since the time of pre-Jesus Christ, I think it was just a moment of, I can shapeshift into anything and be anatomically correct. It's been like 4,000 years. I guess I'll just be a woman.
It's been 4,000 years. We'll switch the block and tackle out.
I haven't done that before yet.
I mean, now listen. If we're being fair, if you've been alive for 4,000 years, like you're gonna have to get pretty creative to get a change of pace. So fair's fair.
Yeah, I guess I did like Takahata's just whole thing about that. Just like, I was a woman in the 50s.
Yeah.
He actually did a really great job with that entire series. That was actually
Takahata
really,
just does a great
really
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's also just one of those things. God, it's so weird to be like, oh yeah, he's a real voice actor too. Like you can hear him in professionally
He's
done
a
work
real
now.
boy now.
Yeah. Funny internet man grew up.
I think
How are he do it?
I think for me the sign that I'll be like officially an old man will be when something witty gets real voice acting work.
Oh, I know, right?
Like that's what I'll be like. All right, that's it.
The second you hear Kirito, you're like, oh, shit.
Is that Kirito from SAO Abridged? Oh god, it is.
You mean the only real SAO? Why are you like this? Because I'm an asshole.
I mean, now be fair. SAO Abridged exists, and it does an excellent job. Or not Abridged.
Yeah.
Progressive exists.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's fair enough. But Abridged was like really funny.
Yeah.
True.
A life
Controversial
before
opinion,
he
maybe?
was even known as Vlad Dracula. He was once go by name of Harry Potter. You realize wait,
Hang on. Hang the fuck
Wait.
on. Hang up the fuck.
an author, timeline author.
I think he's like screwed the timeline by about 500-600 years.
Yeah, somewhere around there, yeah. A child who disappeared after the lies and manipulation comes to light. It is time to face the past. Author's
Right
note.
then.
Present?
The past future.
It's time to face the past's future's present.
It's time to face the future past.
I hope this goes well in my first story I have published. I apologize in advance if my grammars.
The grammars.
The grammars.
What? You don't keep up with your grammars?
No. In English are wrong. However, you are free to correct me, but please do not criticize me too much. Just point out what I did wrong. Also, I apologize if I'm not good at describing or writing the character personalities right, so expect them to be out of character. I mean, that's fair enough if this is your first story ever and you've only... Okay, wow.
I mean, yeah.
They never
it sure was.
They have only one favorited author. They have no fan fictions associated with this account besides this one. There is no favorites, no follows, nothing.
Well done.
And I think the author I tried clicking on is dead. They have no country.
If it's the guy he favorited, then no.
They have no country either, so I'm not sure if I should give them a pass on this or not. This guy right here, Billy the Cook, you can go die.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Guess so I saw middle of page 3 of the reviews.
Page 3 of the reviews, you say?
Yeah, middle towards the bottom.
Oh, Zarland with his interestings.
Yep.
Why? Oh boy.
Zarland just does that to everyone. Doesn't
I know.
matter how good or bad it is. He just that's what he
Yeah.
says.
It's like he's some kind of gremlin interested only in spreading suffering.
I mean, yeah.
I love this story so much. Please don't leave it abandoned. Oh my! So
Boy,
many
do I have
people-
bad news for you.
So many people begging for
Oops.
this story to be updated, and it's just like, bro, this story's fucking garbage.
Like, yeah, look, I'm not gonna stand up here and be like, yes, me and Max wrote an amazing story, but like, nobody gives a shit about ours. How does garbage like this get people going, oh, please don't abandon it?
I don't know, man.
Wish fulfillment.
I guess it's
It's
wish
literally the only
fulfillment.
thing.
Favorite.
I mean,
can't-
okay,
I
look,
can't
if you
but the
want to
thing
get
about-
metaphysical, if you want to
I
get
can't-
metaphysical,
Yeah.
I would say mine and Max is some of the most wish fulfillment you're ever gonna see.
It is pretty big.
A
wish
well-written
fulfillment.
fucking Ruby story.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Yeah, well, I mean, see, that's probably the core of the issue is what
They don't want
your
well-written
wish
stories
for being
in
fulfilled. Yeah,
Ruby.
they don't want it. All they want is harem, trash,
OP John.
OP John, fucking Gary Stews, some porn, a bit of porn. Have I mentioned porn yet?
There's a lot of porn.
I believe you did mention it once.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Well-
not nearly enough time.
So timelines. Time to correct everyone. This is an AU. It's got different timelines. Integra was not born in 1977. Instead, she was born 7 years earlier. Despite the fact that would change quite a bit. Secondly,
Why?
Integra
What does
didn't
making her
awaken
bo-
Alucard in 1989, but instead 7 years earlier.
Okay,
Because again,
why? Like,
because basically what they're trying to set up is Harry Potter being Alucard, and so to do that, they're butchering the timelines so these events will line up together. When this is specifically what I say, you shouldn't write stories like this, because if you butcher the timelines up, it just comes off dumb. It's like coming up with an AU
Well, I mean-
of Superman and then having to explain for the next 15 minutes how your AU of Superman fits into the Superman lore. And it's like, why are you spending so much time thinking about this? This accomplishes nothing and is absolutely no different at all from the end result of Superman.
Yeah.
Anyway, this story, the start of the series in Hellsing is 92 instead of 99! Wow!
Damn, what a twist.
They just literally just moved everything. 7 years, 7 years. That's not a big deal, right? Especially in the 70s. 7 years is nothing in the 70s.
it's not like technology would be vastly different.
It's not like the whole reason why Integra awakened Alucard was because a giant Nazi plot to kill her parents and etc. didn't take place on that day, because that's how long it took for the Nazis to get ready. So you're implying the Nazis got ready earlier, which, you know, implies they have a lot more forces and resources earlier.
German efficiency.
Which, yeah, I guess German efficiency. And it's just like, well, why?
See, I've
Yeah.
walked back into you guys trying to figure out how fucked up this timeline is.
They
Oh,
just
no, we
kinda
know
butchered
exactly how
timeline.
we know exactly how messed up the timeline is. It's 7 years messed up.
Well,
The how
it's
messed
more
up
than-
isn't-
more than
isn't the
7
question.
years
The question
messed
is
up.
why.
So let's see, where's Vlad Dracula placing on that timeline there? Oh yeah, 1436.
Yeah.
So about 500 years before he became Vlad Dracula, he apparently was Harry Potter.
Yeah, well, he was born in 31, if I remember correctly. But, you know,
But no, he became the king in
details
36.
Schmittel. Yeah, because his father died. I believe.
Anyway,
Turkish
so
monk.
point being is that the author says a life before he was known as Vlad Dracula, he went by Harry Potter. So he's saying for some reason Vlad Dracula wasn't born until 1992.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Yeah.
500
Yeah.
years
Why not?
late to stopping the advance of the Turks.
560 years too late to impale the Sultan in Constantinople.
So I guess
What I say.
all of Europe fell to the Ottoman Empire?
Time turner.
Not really. No, Turks only got really stopped by the Battle of Vienna in like the 1600s. In the 1400s they were just like fucking up everything in the Balkans mostly. So no, it wouldn't really have changed much. Other than okay, there was a slightly different guy ruling a tiny principality in Eastern Europe.
Fair.
The horrors. Yeah. At least that's my analysis.
Big cringe. It may be many years had passed for no life king, but unfortunately it was time past to haunt.
What?
Chapter 1, Future Past. I know we were making this joke earlier, but god damn it.
I'm a little upset.
Yeah.
Inside of a dark dungeon, a man sat on a red throne while twirling around blood-filled glass slowly on his hand. On his hand? That's impressive, I guess.
Yep. You know, like pen flipping, except with a wine glass.
Filled with wine.
Yeah, oh, with blood.
Oh, of course, yes. Red eyes behind orange eyeglass gleamed with amusement. 1995. Springsteen, Madonna, way before Nirvana.
God damn it.
The man said suddenly out of nowhere as he leaned back on his chair. Ah, so it finally that time. It's been so long and not for the first time. I wonder what they are doing after all. He chuckled without a humor.
Oh no, he's gonna go check his humors.
He didn't have one to check though.
Oh fuck it. Oh no.
Their
How are
precious
they gonna
savior
perform
is
14th
gone.
century medicine on him?
Then he sneered. Pathetic wizard dogs. Why is he suddenly Chinese?
Oh no, there's wizard dogs.
Oh fuck, oh god. The wizard
Oh no,
dogs.
it's the wizard dogs. They're on to us.
What are they gonna do?
Kill me now? No.
No.
Can't
No, you
win
must be
own
made to
war
suffer.
without
There is no
someone
escape.
being their own weapon, a puppet to control. It's so pathetic that it's so depressing. He stopped twirling his glass and looked straight into it. The lack of his reflection just told people that he wasn't human.
Yeah. Alright then.
It's been ages since I last saw my appearance, although I am sure that it is similar to my past self.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
I'm obviously older, but still the same. I am surprised that they didn't find me after I disappeared. But then again, they were looking for a young boy, and I was gone for a long time. Even then, it's not like I have a habit of showing myself around or anything that is connected towards them. Then he took a glance at the newspaper that was on the table beside him. To any normal human, if one took a look at it, it was a newspaper.
Wow! What a twist!
But if someone who is special like him, he could see the pictures move, and the words Daily Prophet was written on it.
So the prophet's been being a shit rag for how many years?
Yes.
About a few.
Looking down, he still couldn't help but to laugh darkly when he saw the current headline of the news. Harry Potter Still Missing, Is He Dead or Alive? By Rita Skeeter. Even without reading it, there was no doubt what the article about.
And what the article doing though?
Everyone always asks, what's the article? No one ever asks, how's the article?
Oh, fuck off. They're right, but fuck off.
He was sure that if it was the usual slander towards the said boy... Wait, what?
Harry Potter disappeared
Wait.
30 years ago to fuck ghosts.
Fuck this piece of shit, he disappeared! Wait, what?
He got out.
Wait.
He's free now.
That's such a massive jump. It's like, oh, I'm looking at this newspaper article. Child disappears. Is he dead or alive? I already know what this article is about. Clearly, they're insulting the child. What?
Stupid fucking child disappears. Lol, what a loser. Can't even find his way back.
Wait, hold on. How did you get that from the title?
Clearly, he's a dumbass.
The newspaper was a newspaper.
Oh no. Anyway.
Batman was a man-bat.
No, he was a bat that was a man.
How are he do it?
Of how the boy cowardly run in guilt for causing death of classmate, or how he couldn't face the people after he lied towards them.
Yes, I lie in your general direction.
I just spit lies in your general direction. Saying about the Dark Lord was alive, and in shame of doing so, he ran away. Wait.
That makes sense.
Wait, what year is this taking place? Wait, author. Did you forget
1995. No. End of the fourth book / summer.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm just pointing out that.
I don't think any of this is gonna make any more sense the more you analyze it, Sneaky.
I think the author forgot their own timeline.
I mean,
Wouldn't be the first time.
yeah. What else is new?
I mean, I guess. I'm just saying, so Alucard is sitting here being like, lol, 1995, that was such a crazy year, and then he's like, oh yeah, by the way, 1995 was like a month ago. It's like, wait.
No, this is a galaxy brain moment.
But what really amused him was how Harry Potter's close friends and family told everyone how the boy was arrogant and dragged them all into trouble. They betrayed him. Why? How is it that we have Harry Potter as Alucard and still end up with a betrayed Harry fic?
Gil.
Yeah. It has to be. There's no other way to do this.
Even more so when they tried to guilt trip Harry Potter into coming back for their forgiveness, hoping that the boy was reading it. Of course, it was not written so obviously like that. But with how long he had been alive up until this point, he could read the meaning behind the attractive words.
Right then.
Get away from those words, you sick fuck.
Those
If
words
there was
are
anything to
months
praise
old, you
towards
sick
these
bastard.
wizards, it was their ability to lie and twist words. Humans, the man said. Sometimes they can be a monster beneath human flesh. No wonder why there are only so few people who can defeat me, as humans can only kill a monster.
What?
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 Huh?
Um. They're clearly trying to say something, but
I don't know.
what the fuck?
I actually have no idea what they were trying to say here.
I'm not drunk enough to understand this.
Yeah, I don't even have alcohol right now. I really should, but I don't.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
I don't know. Then his eyes trailed off towards tiny corner where current date was printed. Seeing it, he glowered. July 31st, 1995. Oh, the end of July. The date where everything begun, where he unknowingly entered to a world full of lies and manipulations. He hated it so much that he hated October 31st, the date where everything changed in pain of misery. I wonder, will I be same way I am now if my parents are still alive, or when I never found out the truth surrounding my life? He suddenly scoffed. Who am I kidding? Of course it wouldn't. If that happened, then I not send back far past in... Wait. I will not send far back in past, and I will not become who am... Who am I? Wait. What?
What the fuck?
Everything that happened, all those things, they will never happen. Everything will drastically change. He trailed off as he continued to walk down memory lane until it came towards the past, almost forgotten one, the past of Harry Potter. What? What? Oh. What? I get, we're time travel fic, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's the only way this is gonna make sense.
It just keeps going.
There's no end.
It just keeps going. Luna told him that he was the king of bats and death's master, and then he looked at her oddly. It just keeps going. Oh my god, it just keeps going. That was a flashback? The entire thing was a flashback?
Yeah.
The Wizarding World thought Harry Potter disappeared with Death Eaters managing to cover their attack on Privet Drive. What nobody knew was that Harry Potter was actually sent back to the 1400s to become Vlad Dracula. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hell yeah! Here we go. Let's just get fucking stupid.
Turkish AU. Let's go.
Harry Potter Turkish AU! Let's fucking go!
Okay, no, listen. That's a coffee shop AU I'd read.
Harry Potter.
By the way,
and
yes, I
Sultan
am
of
proud of that one.
Constantinople. Yeah.
Oh, fucking Christ. I will say, though, just as a side tangent, nothing related to this, I do love that Let's Go has been adopted by all of EN.
Yes.
And the JP side is just completely befuddled by what the hell Let's Go is supposed to even mean.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's got a very direct Japanese translation.
Ikuso.
Yeah, but, like, it's...
Yes, Sneaky, that's part of my shitpost.
Yeah, I know. The meaning doesn't translate. Like, I've seen some of the JP girls get, like, super chats of, like, blah, 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 let's go! And they'll just be like, what?
My dog died, let's fucking go.
Gura's dog died, let's go!
My favorite part was how Gura just read it, and then was like, wait, like, she read it, and then her brain processed what she'd been paid to read.
Also, actually, how excited she got as she was getting sold, the all caps, was like, yeah! Brain. Pause.
Shark
Wait.
Hmm.
Shark brain processing. I think my favorite so far has been the like, it's my dog died, let's go, and then whatever the hell the rat did.
Oh, I don't know. I don't follow the rat.
Rat is reasonably entertaining.
I'm sure she
That's
is. She
alright.
just has not played anything that I was interested in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd have been fascinated to watch her play West of Loathing if I wasn't also hadn't watched Gura do it like a day earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, I do love that Let's Go has just been fully adopted by Ian.
Yes.
Especially Crony, who's just like, I don't know what's going on. Let's go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's a bunch of freaking gibberish. When the Turks' leader used me, my faith never wavered in God.
What the fuck, base Christian Harry?
Believing that perhaps my faith was not enough, especially how I was ignorant of his power and presence when I was Harry Potter. I did everything I could to show my faith in God. I was so desperate and impatient as to why God never paid attention to me.
Okay. This is very odd.
Yeah, author, this is... This is something. Anyway, so that's that chapter. I'm going to go acquire some alcohol, so I'll be back.
Yeah. Good question. Based?
Da 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 da.
It do be like
What
that
the
sometimes.
fuck is this? I'm terrified looking at the title and the author's note
Yeah.
of this.
Actually, all of it.
What the fuck?
Alright, I have returned
Sun
with
points
alcohol.
depleting.
Sneaky,
Excellent.
what in God's name have you foisted upon us?
Oh, this story. Yeah.
Don't you me when I have to read that?
So here's our next story for the night, boys. Let's just, hold on. Let me, just, get this open. Yeah, that should be enough. Oh, I am out of water to dilute it with. Okay, let's go!
Let's fucking go.
Woo! Let's get drunk tonight. That's my strong stuff. And I don't have any water left to dilute it with. Let's go!
Yeah.
So, this story actually has more reviews than it does favorites or follows.
That's promising.
Yes. Holy shit, that hits. Yeah. Yeah,
This hits
142.
different.
Yeah.
Yeesh. What the fuck?
Yep. Let's see if I can keep reading. I got a boy, a Percy Jackson and the Olympian story.
Oh God.
Bolt Academy is an elite all-boys school. But it has the most challenging architecture program in the country. Desperate, Annabeth Chase chops off her hair, binds her chest, which just
I mean,
She's
okay.
got a chest.
Listen, based on everything we've heard about Annabeth Chase, she doesn't have to bind much there.
Yes. And goes by the name Andy to achieve her dream. But when her roommate, Percy Jackson, a national swimming champion, begins to develop homosexual feelings for Andy,
I have
homophobic
so
classmates
many
try
problems
to
with
tear
this.
them apart. Okay, so I
Holy
actually,
fuck.
so the reason why I queued this up in the first place is because I actually know, this original story. Hanakime. So, is a youthful blossom, blah blah blah, shoujo manga. So basically, girl, sneaks into an all boys school, goes by a guy, has to disguise themselves, pretend to be a guy for some weird ass reason. Oh wow. Oh wow, this plot is just fucking wild. So,
Yeah.
Japanese girl born in the United States watches a TV program one day about this really hot high jumper teenager. She was amazed by his performance and began stalking his career.
Oh,
Years
what the
later,
fuck?
Years later, after further research, she discovers what school he's going to in high school. The school is unfortunately an all-boys school. So Mizuki, the girl, convinces her parents to send her to Japan by herself.
That's alright, listen. Yes. Super realistic.
Oblivious to what she was going to do in Japan, the parents allowed it.
Fucking. What
To
the fuck?
enter the
boy.
school, she disguises herself as a male and tries her best to give hope to Sano after hearing that he no longer does high jumps anymore. So she literally, quote-unquote, transitioned and stalked this guy into another fucking country across the goddamn world. By
Now, I mean, listen,
high
on
school.
some level, you gotta respect that commitment.
No, you gotta expect the hustle. Like this is a
Yeah, that's
hustle.
all-
Like goddamn, but
She's on the
holy
grind.
shit at the same time.
Yeah.
As she settles in, an accident reveals her true identity to the school doctor.
Who should immediately be going, there's like 2 reasons you're here. I need to report both of them.
Yeah. Also, this implies that Japan would allow a kid from the United States to just come over and take high school in Japan.
Yeah.
Like,
I
their
mean-
their parents aren't moving there. She is literally committing tourism fraud.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Well, I mean, she's
it's a
a
massive
Japanese
problem, yeah.
citizen. I think. I mean,
No, she's in
Japanese
America.
a Japanese girl living in the United States.
Yeah, but that's
is
how we define
word
people.
for-
in
Yeah, but not necessarily how they define people in Japan. Like,
yes, that's true, but
I'm
this is the English
90% sure.
synopsis for English
Oh.
people.
I don't fucking care. Like, my interpretation is she's probably a Japanese citizen, so it probably wouldn't be tourism fraud. Kind of fucked up, yeah, but
It's
fraud.
just normal
Hmm.
fraud. Significantly better.
That's just normal
Yeah.
fraud. Don't worry about it. I mean, she's still
You-
committing fraud to get into an all-boys school. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like you can strike one charge off the list, but it's still a pretty long one.
Removed one charge from your list because you proved that you're a citizen. All the other charges are staying. You fucking whack job.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's actually look her up to see if there's any information on a wiki. About her. No, yeah. Okay, okay. One parent was American, one parent was Japanese. She was born in Japan but moved to America when she was young.
Yep.
So I don't know if the Japan does dual citizenship.
I think Japan does.
Yeah, they do.
In fact, given their population problems, I would be amazed if they didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that freaking synopsis was something I'll say. So it reveals it to the doctor and her stalking crush. Izumi hides his knowledge of her gender and tries to help her keep the secret, though it's not easy because Mizuki often lands in situations that will reveal her true gender. So like it's literally it's a rom-com. Slice of life rom-com.
Yes.
She's very ditzy, and she often puts herself in situations that would reveal the fact that she is a she.
Excellent.
Neither report her. The doctor judges her reasons for attending the school as acceptable.
All right. That's
All right, where's the
negligence
spinoff
right
where that man
there.
gets his license revoked?
Yeah, no, that's some serious negligence.
Yeah.
Why are you here, girl? I'm stalking my crush.
I'm gonna get some dick.
I'm here for the D. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, the whole reason he allows her. I mean, this will definitely bring the stress levels down, and we won't have to get the janitor to clean the pipes every 4 weeks.
Although no.
What? Oh, Sneaky, what was it? Oh shit! What was the school that had to post in the boys' dorm for them to stop whacking off? What school was it? Was it
That was ours.
it MIT or was it North Carolina?
That was ours.
I think there's more than one.
Like that's not. Like that's not. That wasn't a rare sign. Like we had one as well. In our dorm.
We didn't get that in my dorm, but then again, my dorm was mixed gender by floor, so that might be it.
So were we, but that didn't stop.
Didn't stop anyone.
Yeah. But what the fuck? Towards the end of the second year and the series, the 3 student heads of the dormitories find out about her true identity. Although they also
do nothing.
assisted her in committing fraud, in the end, Mizuki decides to leave. All was not lost, as later on, her stalked crush, finally proposed to her.
Bruh. Alright then.
This is just... Old Japanese manga is just wild.
Yeah. They be on some crack shit.
One day, a kid stumbles upon a ghost and proceeds to defeat a murderer with his soul powers he just unlocked. Helpless to stop him, the local detectives allow him to commit investigations in their name of the supernatural variety.
What?
I wonder if anyone knows what manga I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. We don't talk about that. Listen, we don't talk about that. But we do talk about ghost stories.
So I don't know why these lyrics are included here, but they were. So anyway, I'm not gonna actually read this because I mean, not only is it like literally only 100 words.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I just really wanted to read the title for everyone and talk about it for a bit because it's just like,
Thanks. Fuck you.
no
Shit.
problem. I wanted you to suffer.
I mean, you do that enough on like a daily basis, mate.
No problem. I try. Let's go with. Oh, this one seems pretty cringe. So let's go with this one. Infinite Paths, Anime X Over with Fate Stay Night.
Ah, yes.
Fate suffered enough.
They suffer enough in canon.
Indeed.
Grand Order time.
There are infinitely many servants that could have been summoned. This is a one-shot, a series of one-shots.
It's a series.
Author's notes. I own nothing. None of the characters or series used in this. I don't even own a laptop I'm writing this on. The premise of this is that essentially it's a
I don't even own the laptop I'm writing this on. Alright then.
Essentially, this is a series of unconnected one-shots with each portraying what have happened if X was a servant. It'll be obviously a U. I'm not also going to be sticking to timelines. For example, if I feel character would have good chemistry with a certain master and have a good fight with a certain servant, I will use them even if those master and servants are from different wars. Oh.
There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but
I mean, Fate is literally nothing but a series of what it like.
Yeah, I get that, but at the
the-
same time, it's just like, if you just want to write versus battles, just write versus battles. Don't like
yeah.
don't try and couch this in any servant could have been summoned. What if this one was? Just write the fucking versus battle. Get out of here, log of Ragnarok.
We'd actually have more respect for you if you just wrote the versus battle, mate.
Pretty much. Woo! Oh. So yeah, I have just drank like 250 milliliters of 142 proof in the past 10 minutes.
Very nice.
It's hitting.
You have to be eating different.
It would be
Is it
hitting.
now? Is it now?
Oh yes. Oh yes, it's hit. Do I have to read this?
I mean, you picked it. You have only yourself to blame.
Oh, it's really short. Maybe I'll read it.
Alright.
I know, but it's cringeashi.
Well, I mean, we're reading a fucking anime X overs and fucking Fate Stay Night story.
I know.
That much is like implied.
Kodamine Kirei wasn't exactly sure what kind of assassin he had been hoping for. In truth, he had believed the name assassin would act as a catalyst for summoning the assassin. Or at least that's what everyone told him. Honestly, I always personally felt like that was really dumb. Like,
Yeah.
oh, just using the word saber as a catalyst will get you someone who's really good at swords. It's like, yes.
Wow. That is the point of the entire class.
Yeah.
Who could have
Hey,
seen
You
this
use the
coming?
word saber, you get somebody what stabs fools. Fucking wild, isn't it?
Knife crime in London increasing.
The
every second.
Chicago Irish rise again.
Yes, actually, the Chicago Irish were quite a fucking problem if you read the history, actually.
Oh, I know. Come out, you
That's
black
why he said-
cats.
No, it was much less come out ye black and tans and much more quietly murdering people.
Sometimes it just be like
It
that.
clearly wasn't the case. The man who stood in front of him wore a mask. Well, it was sort of a mask, but there was similarities to a mask, and that's where the similarities to the legend of the Hashishian ended. His spiky silver head stood up on his head, and a strange metal plate with some sort of weird swirl on it covered his left eye. The remainder of the man's face was obscured by a deep blue mask. The rest of his attire was unremarkable, consisting of a deep blue shirt and pants and a green forest-colored jacket. His hands were covered by fingerless gloves with metal plates on their back. Then the man did something that made Kirai certain he was no Hashishin. He looked up at his summoner, smiled. Somehow, Kirai could make out that he was smiling even through a mask, and lifted one hand in a lazy wave. "Yo," he said. Kirai resisted the urge to rub his suddenly aching temples.
Sneaky,
"Introduce
he
yourself,"
uttered
he
the
ran
gamer
back.
word.
I'm gonna say the N-word.
The man I smiled. There was no better word for it. Again, I am servant assassin. I like some things, and I dislike other things. My hobbies, and the man had the sheer gall to giggle, and I've never really thought about my dreams. Then the man reached into his pocket. Kirei tensed. Servants attacking their masters wasn't an unknown occurrence, if rather stupid since the master could rely on his or her command seals. But who knows what this assassin had up his sleeve? In a flash, the man drew out a bright orange book. Kirei stopped to consider this.
Are you fucking shitting me?
Also, for some reason, this author believes question marks are not punctuation.
Also, they think that Kakashi would fucking giggle.
He
Like,
does in
listen.
the anime.
No, I'll give you Kakashi smirking, like, not smirking, chuckling.
Yeah.
But like, he's not really a giggler.
It's more the fan interpretation.
The fans are fucking insane.
Why doesn't my master introduce himself? Kirei let loose a groan. Why the gods seem fit to hate him so? Both servants disengaged from their brief clash and landed on the branches of two opposing trees. Kirei watched from a distance as his servant morally observed the other, red and black wearing, silver-haired servant. Okay. "You're pretty good, Archer, son," said his servant cheerily. Archer smirked, and his twin black and white swords materialized in his hands again. "I suppose I'll have to get serious then," continued his servant, and finally tucked his orange book back into his pocket. Kirei had subsequently discovered that the book was nothing more than porn, although his servant claimed it was porn with plot. So saying, his servant drew out a strangely shaped knife. Then the archer's smirk widened, and in a flash the twin swords disappeared and were replaced by the same knife. His servant's eyes widened. "Well, Archer-san, is that your ability?" Archer said nothing. Another one of his servant's knives appeared in the archer's other hand, and the servants were at it once again. Blurs of blue-green and black-red crashing against the night sky, ringing on metal and metal. Yeah, this is fucking riveting, author. I'm so glad you chose this. Yeah, so blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Kakashi uses Raikiri and pierces through Rorays. Somehow.
That's
Because narrative
Yeah,
reasons
no.
or something.
That's just how it be sometimes.
And then Kakashi uses Kamui to vaporize all of Archer's weapons.
Absolutely.
And then
everything.
Kakashi copies his his Marble Phantasm. Which, even if possible, would replace his soul with Shiro's. Because it's summoning the soul. It's kind of like...
Now I'll give you this. It'd be funny if he used the Noble Phantom and was like, "Wow, you really fucking hate yourself."
I mean, yes. But I mean, it's more like when Rubik steals Chronosphere, and it doesn't work on Void, because it's Void's Chronosphere still.
Like, Rubik can still gain the benefits from it. It's just, congratulations, you're fighting the fast man in his go fast mode.
Yeah. So, honestly, if you had a Marble Phantasm and then someone came along and was like, "Well, I'm gonna copy it," I would just be like, "Okay, go ahead, buddy.
See what happens."
No, please don't copy my Marble Phantasm.
Oh no, whatever will I do?
I understand some of you may not think this fight will turn out the way I say it will. I agree. For example, depending on the number of times Archer uses Gale Bulk, he could win, since Kamui is only usable 3 times before Kakashi collapses. So don't flame me. That said, I thought Emiya was a great match for fighting Kakashi, because Kakashi can copy his moves.
Nope, not how that works.
I am going to flame you.
Gross. No, I read a little bit further, and he has a very gross misunderstanding of what the Sharingan does, despite Kishimoto actually taking some time to explain it about midway through the series, in terms of what Kakashi can do with it, at least.
Really?
I am assuming, of course, that the Soul Aria is like Naruto hand seals. Not at all. And therefore, Kakashi can copy it like he did with Zabuza's Water Dragon technique.
Except Zabuza finished the technique, so Kakashi was also able to finish copying it.
Well, not only that, Water Dragon isn't unique to someone's soul. Like, anyone can use Water Dragon.
Oh no, I know. I'm just sticking with the assumption of it copies things. He can only copy things as long as they're continuing.
Yeah.
If Archer just stops after the second line, Kakashi stops too, because his Sharingan doesn't have a pattern to predict it with.
Yeah, true as well. Yeah.
And again, the whole soul unique thing, yeah, no, no.
Like,
and
he
while
might
I
be.
do understand that a reality marble is supposed to be unique, and I myself am unsure about a Sharingan's ability to copy a soul, but really, I'm going to ignore all that because there's so much potential there for the Sharingan.
You fool. You absolute buffoon.
If you wanted to go for Sharingan versus Archer just for unique stuff, probably should just gone for Itachi. In all honesty.
Yeah.
And besides,
gone for one of the full-blooded Uchiha.
Now, here's my thing. So theoretically, it should be. Now, maybe you could get away with having a Sharingan copy like tracing, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because theoretically, anyone could learn tracing.
Well, I see.
Well,
I
yeah.
think the main issue with copying any Nasucraft magic using the Sharingan is the main problem is 90% of what's going on for the spell is going on in the person's head. And what the Sharingan does is it copies the energy movements in the body of the chakra pathways and the muscles and etc.
Yeah, it's predicting the energy's movements based on what it's doing. Like we get to see that, I think, during the Naruto Sasuke fight at the Valley of the End.
Hmm.
Like he gets to actually see, oh hey, that chakra cloak of his will move in these directions in the next split second.
Yeah. And so the problem there is while technically Kakashi could theoretically use the Sharingan to copy the concept of tracing, he wouldn't understand all of the parts that go into tracing that make it different from gradient error.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the creation of the item is the only part that is the same between gradient error and tracing. While tracing has on top of that all of the creation of the item, it has, the simulating the forging process, has simulation of history, sympathizing with the metals and shit like that. But that's all mental. That's all going on in Shiro's head as part of the spell to trick the world into thinking that the metal pipe he just created was always there, because it's a metal pipe and it's super common. So obviously that's also a metal pipe because it has a history of a metal pipe.
Yeah, there's practically no difference
It has
that
always been
the
a metal
world
pipe.
needs to worry about. It's not special.
So
It's just a metal fucking pipe. Quit spazzing about it, nature.
Nature, calm the fuck down. Nature, what are you doing with that crowbar?
Hey, nature, what are you doing with that angry dog?
Bonk.
The angry dog go bonk.
Yeah,
That was my favorite thing. So wait a minute. The small dog is in fact a murder machine.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You
yeah,
like
while
that
it
intro?
might be interesting.
Besides, everyone knows that people get stronger when they turn into heroic spirits, like the Gordian chariot being able to fly. The Sharingan clearly evolved to copy unique techniques.
Well, no, if the Sharingan is going to evolve, it's going to be able to copy Ode and Mana, not just Chakra.
Yeah.
Also, it's
Yeah.
not it. There's a difference between unique and literally embedded within one person's soul.
Yeah.
That goes a little beyond unique, I would argue.
Yeah.
Like even Shiro, when Shiro unlocks his reality marble in Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel, they're completely different from Archers. And in
Yeah.
Heaven's Feel, it's different from Archers because Archers is incompatible with Shiro as he currently is.
Yeah. And so,
Like-
Shiro's is got
Fucking-
grass and shit, and it's got open skies, and Archer's rusted gears embedded in the dusty ground and shit.
Yeah. Like there's clear differences because they unlock them at different points in their lives, and theoretically, that means the reality marble can evolve with the user.
Well, yeah,
So-
well,
Or-
not only that, it's because the soul represents the user, obviously. And if
Yeah.
your reality marble represents your soul and its most pure distilled function, obviously, if you have a more positive worldview, your soul is going to be more associated with things that are positive, like there being a clear sky and grass on the ground, rather
And
than
not a
barren
rusted metal
wasteland.
hell.
Yeah. If you
Well,
don't
Detroit.
like my theory, just assume that Kakashi merely copied all of the words to scare Emiya, and that he can't actually activate it.
That's fucking retarded.
It's still retarded. Kakashi, for those who don't know who he is a character from Naruto. Also a note, I have essentially taken the format of presentation of the character skills from the infamous man, blah blah blah. Kakashi, orderly good,
The child murderer.
The child murderer who constantly flaunts the law. He was late to a meeting with his own military dictator. As a general in the military.
Chad.
Yeah,
And mocked her about
pretty
it. Let's be
sure
clear.
he's chaotic good at best.
Yeah, he's chaotic good. Strength, B+. Endurance,
You know what? I'll
B+.
give him that.
Agility, A. Fair enough. Mana, B. Fair enough. Luck, C+. No,
You know,
that's E.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's E.
Based on some of the shit he's gone through in Naruto and comparing to the next unluckiest person you know,
literally
being
walking
Lancer.
in on your dad killing himself. You cannot say that's C
Yeah.
rank luck.
Also,
that's E.
also having to kill one of his childhood friends while the other was crushed by a boulder a couple years earlier.
Right. And then
man is
miraculously,
Lancer.
the one that was crushed
and
by
don't
the
forget,
boulder just
don't
happened
forget.
to be alive still, just in time to watch him kill their childhood friend.
Also, don't
Yeah.
forget the one who was crushed by a boulder stayed alive just long enough for him to go, I should take his eye.
Well,
Yeah.
no.
And
The
then
childhood friend said,
even
"Give me the
managed-
eye."
they reconciled just in time for the childhood friend to die
Yes.
in front of him again. Like,
Hmm.
his luck is E+ at best.
Personal skills, expert of many specializations.
But you got to admit, he got a pretty cool
A+.
eye out of it.
True.
4-1's
small
comrades, B+ rank. Rank up stats when fighting to protect people. Noble phantasms, Raikiri, assassin's signature technique. It can cut anything. Sharingan, a gift from a fallen brother. Assassin's left eye is the Sharingan. It can copy anything. Kamui,
No, it can't.
authority of the gods. The signature technique of the Sharingan, it creates a temporary dimensional warp.
You know what? I actually would rather see Itachi in this situation now, just to see what kind of conceptual bullshit you get when you throw Amaterasu, the Undying Flames, at like half of the cast from Stay Night and Zero.
I mean,
Well, Max, I think I can answer that question for you. So, remember back in the day when we played a lot of Left 4 Dead, and there was a max HP tank running at us, and we were all out of ammo, and we only had like basic pistols and melee weapons left.
We had 3
And-
Molotovs between us, I think.
And we set it on fire, and your response to me saying, "Max, I set it on fire," you said, "Great, now we can die by burning to death."
I think that was more because you set it on fire while it was standing in front of us.
Yes, that is.
So we
well-
also were burning, not from the tank, but from the molly that you threw.
Well, that is true. That's Hercules with Amaterasu on him.
Oh, for sure. That is for sure what occurs there.
Hercules shows up. Amaterasu! Well, the only thing that's changed is Hercules is now on fire and still pissed off.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
He is on fire for the rest of the war.
This
in
has
fact.
actually not improved the situation.
You may in fact only have made things worse.
It is quite
Oh.
possible things have become worse.
in
The
fact, it's not
situation has
possible.
evolved not
It's-
necessarily to our advantage.
Trying to remember. You know what? It would actually be kind of funny if it was Sasuke's version of Amaterasu, because I don't think Sasuke could control what it burned. It would just spread to other things. Like,
Yeah.
Itachi actually had control. Sasuke's
Now,
like,
here's-
oh,
here's the
I'll just
question.
burn it. It's like, oh, great. Now everything's burning because he's been chasing you
So
around the city.
now,
No, here's the
my
question.
brain.
How would it interact with Angramanyu?
Oh.
Poorly.
Now, Angraman, you can throw fire at people.
Angry man.
I mean,
Angramanyu is going to give you a spicy hug, kids.
He's about to give you a spice. Oh. God damn it, Atin.
He is the angriest mango. Now with 100%
Oh
more.
great! Now the mango's on fire! Well done, kids! Now he's throwing burning shit at us! Stop
have made the
calling my
mango
curses
angry.
shit! I'll stop calling your curses shit! When they stop being shit!
Sakura will remember that.
Oh.
So my brain has helpfully provided me with a hypothetical Left 4 Dead scenario of what if they put an airstrike target designator into the game?
I think I'd have significantly more than 450 hours in that game.
The answer to that question was, don't
Friendly
worry,
fire.
I've called in the airstrike. Where did you call in the airstrike? Well, how long exactly does it take for it to reach here? Because we should probably be out of the area by then.
We should go.
Yeah.
It is time to leave. 30 minutes ago.
Congratulations, his curses are now on fire. This has not
Oh.
made the situation better.
His curses are now imbued with undying flame. Great. Just what we needed. Thanks, assholes.
I'm sorry.
You have not improved the situation for
My
us.
brain is now just going in full nostalgia mode, and I'm just remembering now the time when I hear screaming from Trios. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Trios has startled the witch. I'm like, oh god, what the hell, Trios? And he's just flying past me on adrenaline. I'm like, what the fuck? And the flaming witch is zooming right by me, too.
I remember that. I remember commenting, wow, you're really lucky. Because when she's on fire, it just randomizes the aggro.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
Sneaky was insanely
What did you
lucky in that game.
do? God, that game, that was something else back in the day.
That game was many things. All of them fun.
I can't hear the tank. Max, why is the car coming closer?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, oh. The day I learned
Car!
that cars are
What?
movable objects.
Hmm.
Oh.
I do remember that one tank, that AI tank that managed to get all four of us with a single car.
And
I
that
think
kid
that-
is what we call
that-
impressive.
That was the day that we're like, you know what? We should stop bunching up so tightly.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a tank, at least. God,
Well, I
wish
think it's because we were trying to go into the tunnel, because it was that one map where you have to fight through the subway tunnel. Or the mountain tunnel.
God, that map.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to get in, and yeah, he just bonked a single car, and it came flying over the tanker. It's like, I see.
Why is
The car
that
comes
car
to you
moving?
now. Oh, Sneaky, that was one of the alarmed cars too, so it also said
Yes,
the
it
word
was.
Hmm.
I forgot about that. That was the day we learned that the alarm cars are also mobile targets.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Man, those were some days. Those were some wild fucking days. Don't worry, guys. I'm just gonna bunny hop on top of this witch, and she's not gonna kill me.
Base.
No. Bullshit.
Those were the days. Anyway, so let's do a Ruby avatar. Oh. Well. Never mind then. Let's do a Ruby Destiny story.
Hmm.
And pasted. So this is the Ruby Destiny. Beacons of Hope. After the fall of Beacon, Ruby leads her friends into an alien world. Honestly, I would like to see a story, right? In where, like, Team Ruby is resurrected by ghosts on a dead world. Like, the world's just foobar. And, you know, they get picked up by, the Awakened. And they kind of just go on Destiny adventure.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a great plot, but it would kind of just be, I was like, that'd be kind of cool, you know?
It would be a plot.
Be a plot, yeah.
Everyone we know and love is dead. Hey, that means I don't have to pay my bills.
I
Wow,
don't pay
Yang.
taxes either. Hell yeah. Kill everyone, commit tax fraud.
Yang. Save your money, Yang. You'll need it later, Yang. Shouldn't have listened to him.
No, all of a sudden, Tai Yang's ghost pops out of nowhere. I could not predict the end of the world, you little shit.
Oh! Grabs gun. What are you doing? Remnant's haunted.
Remnants haunted.
After the fall of Beacon, honestly, actually, you know what? That would actually be something that should have been included, honestly, in Ruby. Is ghosts. Because, like, souls are a thing there. Who's gonna make me pay taxes? Unfortunately for you, the Vex have taken over the IRS. You now
Oh, fuck.
retroactively owe taxes through time.
God damn
And,
it.
by the way, they're smart enough to calculate exactly how much you owe.
Fuck.
For once in my life, I'll be paying my exact tax amount.
Okay, yeah, but Sneaky, think of what kind of wicked back taxes you're gonna owe after, like, 300 years.
I mean, that's fair, I suppose. Curse the Veil laws for never having death on the books.
Hmm.
'Cause, I mean, technically speaking, right? There is no current law saying you stop being a citizen when you die. So if you come back to life, there's nothing saying you wouldn't owe taxes on any estates you still have.
Well, I mean, they've actually had issues like this with presumed death. So generally, what will happen, right? If someone's gone for like 30 years, right, and they're declared legally dead, right?
Right.
Which is important, right? Declared legally dead. Even if they come back later, within a certain amount of reason, right? Like, if they come back 10 days later after they've been declared dead, obviously they're not dead. Obviously anything will be undone, right?
Right.
But dependent on what happens, right? If it's been like 30 years, they'll just be like, "Yeah, sorry, you're dead. Your kids took your stuff, like your will said to."
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was actually-
You personally wouldn't owe taxes still.
I think there was
That's
a
what
guy
I'm saying.
in Romania
Because
who
you
was presumed dead, but was found to be not dead like 20 years later. And I think he's still suing the government today.
Yeah, because he's trying to become alive again.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I don't think he's like recognized as a citizen over there anymore.
That is correct. So believe it or not, well, depending on court interpretation, death does in fact qualify for cessation of citizenship.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go. You learn new things every day.
Bear in mind that's highly dependent on local and legal interpretation. Like, it's entirely possible that a U.S. judge would go, "He's still here. He's still a U.S. citizen."
Still on US soil.
The White Fang are crippled and the Taken are everywhere, and her fallen mentor is slaughtering guardians. Will they have what it takes to confront the Taken King and his new champion? Wait. Her fallen mentor. Who's fallen mentor?
Her. Come on, Sneaky.
Who is her? Who's on first?
There's a minimum of 4 hers that it could be since we're referencing Team Ruby.
Exactly.
Vale. Remnant. 6 months after the fall of Beacon. The state of affairs, or admittedly, never destined to be good, considering what had happened. Ozpin's death would have upset the council on a normal day, and a room full of angry suited men vying for power would have been completely expected. What Shax?
Why is Shax here?
Why are we dragging Shax into okay, listen. There are like 4 people that are actually fantastic characters in Destiny. Shax is one of them. You leave him the hell out of this.
Honestly, of all characters to unlock an alternative universe to find more Guardians in, I think Eris Morn would be a completely valid set piece. You know?
Oh yeah, Eris Morn. There's a decent argument for any of the Exos if you have their body there, right?
True. What Shax had not anticipated was the fearful looks in their eyes. Ringed white, gesturing, stricken, shaky hands. These were the men of power, real leaders of Vale. Shax somehow doubted that they felt powerful at the moment, though. It could have been his peaceful takeover, or the White Fang still residing in parts of Vale. The empty chairs in the council room.
Wait,
were
is
also...
Shax serious? Are they seriously making Shax part of the Fang?
No, I think Shax just took over Vale.
As you do.
The empty chairs in the council room were also something of a concern. Cinder's agents had done more than just sabotage Beacon and the White Tower Festival. In the kingdom's capital, council members and city leaders alike have been captured or killed by the White Fang. I would also like to point out, by the way, that according to Rooster Teeth, canonically there is only 2 crime families in the entire world.
That's pretty impressive.
You know what that means, Sneaky? They're
What?
damn good at their job.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that, except, no. Except according to the same book that canonized there being only 2 families, there is apparently less than 100 people in each organization.
German in... listen, I can't even justify that with German efficiency, mate.
German engineering. It's the greatest.
Especially considering one was Italian and the other was Asian.
I mean, yeah, can you ever like imagine Germans actually doing crime? That's illegal.
Yeah, they just legalize it first.
Exactly.
Now, I mean, hold on. There's some pretty famous Germans that have committed some pretty serious crimes. Last
Well,
I checked, overthrowing the government is in fact a crime.
Who did that?
I mean, Geneva suggestions.
No, hold on. Who overthrew the government?
Damn it!
Google.
Wasn't their transition from democracy to monarchy? Well, democracy, air quotes, not in fact supported by the monarchy, so therefore it was a government overthrow?
No, the transition to democracy from monarchy was due to the fucking Treaty of Versailles.
I'm sorry, the Treaty of what? We don't recognize that here in America.
I mean, fucking Woodrow, what's his face, kind of fucking wrote it. It was like
Woodrow
We also don't recognize.
We don't
Woodrow
recognize that
Wilson.
guy either. So
I mean,
he's considered one of
I
our
guess.
worst presidents.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm just saying, like
Like, also,
despite.
of all the presidents I feel bad for, I feel consistently the worst for Hoover. He was literally handed the worst,
Yeah.
like the most raw deal, and been like, and told, yeah, I guess you gotta fix that, mate.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
regardless, no.
If only he hoovered up crime like he hoovered up food.
True. Should have thought about that.
If taxation is theft, then wouldn't the fallen fit the IRS since they're basically pirates? Well, hold on a second now. Are you comparing the IRS to pirates? We don't do that here. The IRS is
Yeah,
a
I mean-
legitimate government body. Take what you will from that statement.
I don't know, Sneaky. You're kind of glowing, mate.
No, I'm just saying, if the IRS are like pirates, but are a legitimate government body, then, take what you will, what that says about the government.
Ever heard of privateers?
Take what you will, what that says about the government.
Yeah. True statement, I suppose.
Mayor Frost had been a conniving weasel, but he had also been pushing for civil liberties prior to the White Fang attack. Yes, don't you hate it when your politician's an asshole, but also at the same time pushes for civil rights?
Damn. That's never happened before. Ever.
And then the White Fang killed him for being pro-faunus.
God damn it, C8.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I just looked at memes and shitposts.
Argonians be like.
It's still like that has to be one of my absolute favorite bits of lore from any universe. The demons have invaded. You know what that means? What?
Free real
It means
estate.
we can invade them.
I mean, we got some more free real estate, boys.
Wait, is that the thing that actually happened?
Yeah,
in
so
Elf-
basically, canonically during the Oblivion Crisis, instead of just in Cyrodiil, portals opened up all across the world.
Uh-huh.
And everywhere was invaded, mostly successfully, except for Black Marsh, which is where all the Argonians live.
Why was I tagged with this? C8 literally just...
And basically, the Argonians not only beat the invading armies, but then proceeded to counter-invade the invading armies and successfully took over Plains of Oblivion. And it took the demon god in charge of those plains expelling them from the plains personally, and then closing the entrance to get them out.
No one
By the way,
ever goes
this
there
is
again.
This is the demon god of strength, right? And he didn't engage them in combat or cede the plains to... No, he literally said... He forcefully evicted them with his magical god powers.
Yeah.
And then closed the door.
Alright, clearly my next Skyrim playthrough just needs to be an Argonian.
Yeah, so
No,
basically,
listen,
the
Go play
Argonians-
Morrowind.
Yeah, that too. The Argonians,
Oh.
when the guy was writing the Argonians, he was on cocaine. Literally. Actually, cocaine. And, like, basically, Argonians that are outside of Black Marsh are, like, normal people. Argonians inside of Black Marsh are like gods, because all they have to do is they have to lick a hist tree, right? And when you lick a hist tree, the hist tree, which is a sentient super tree with magical powers, can just be like, I have communed with the other hist trees and have decided your fate and purpose. You are now a girl. Also, you're good with bows. And then you turn into a girl and you're great with bows now.
They could be like, you are
Wait.
going to be
Hang
the
on.
single best chef in the universe.
Okay, hang on. So the Black Marsh is full of trees that are just randomized character creators.
No.
No
It's just-
no
it-
no
no,
no
it's
no
just-
no, no, no,
RPG
no.
here.
It's-
These trees have superpowers.
Sorry, I used the wrong thing. It's a randomized command console. You don't know what command
No.
is being put in,
No,
but you get it.
no. These trees
No, no, no.
fully know what they're doing.
No,
They are
Sneaky,
100%
don't know what
sentient.
you're getting.
Oh,
They
yes,
know what
yes,
they're
yes,
doing.
yes,
You
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
You just approached the command console and
Yes.
just learned it's an AI.
yeah, basically, yeah,
There are
yeah.
like
Oh,
instances of if you're a super badass individual, doesn't matter if it's an elf or a Khajiit or a human or whatever. But like if you're dope enough and have the nuts enough to lick a history, they might just kill you. Or they might just be like, yeah, we'll give you some powers too, buddy.
Yeah,
You can have some
We
powers
appreciate the
as a
nuts on
treat.
you.
yeah.
you know what? You attempted.
Yeah, also another really interesting Argonian fact. Outside of Black Marsh, Argonians give birth naturally. Inside of Black Marsh, they
Oh,
hatch
God,
from
yes.
eggs.
Hmm.
What?
That's
There's some
Black
questions
Marsh
about
is
the biology of that. But alright.
Black
No, the
Marsh is
trees
just
make them
a
give birth via
it's
eggs because they're
just
using
a
their tree
fucking trip.
superpowers.
Yeah, they're using the tree
We're not
powers.
kidding. That's
Yeah.
literally the explanation for everything weird in the Black Marshes.
Also,
Magic trees.
Sometimes,
Black
if
Marsh-
you feel
All
really
right.
confident in yourself and you really want to change your life as an Argonian, and you're like, I'm unhappy being a male Argonian. I want to try something new, and I want to be not me anymore. And you go lick the history, and you're like, great history. Can I be a girl now? And the history's like, let it be done. And you're a girl now.
Or sometimes it can be as simple as I think the histories got it wrong, and if you go to the magic histories, you lick them, and you make a convincing argument, they'll let you be what you want. You got to
Yeah.
be real convincing. That's like the
Or
speech
they'll kill you.
100 check. No, if you have speech 99, they kill you. If you have speech 100, they'll be like, yeah, all right.
Man's
It's
got a
your
point.
point.
The fucking Black Marsh is goddamn wild. Also, Argonians born under a new moon are special in that they're literally super stealth ninjas, and it's physically impossible to detect them.
We're not kidding. The elves complained about it.
It is some of the
Of course.
dumbest shit. They have to be born in Black Marsh, though. It is.
If they were not born in Black Marsh, they don't get to be special
The
ninjas.
Argonian lore is so dumb.
Yeah.
Certainly sounds like it.
I mean, like, are we sure there was only cocaine involved in the lore creation?
Oh no, the meth is when the Khajiit came in.
Alright.
Oh,
fair
the
enough.
Khajiit.
Yeah, see that talking house cat over there? That's my mom. You see that giant 30-foot lion? That's my dad. Hello, I'm a human.
Wait, how does that?
Hey, yes, I have
And now
some
you might be
concern
asking,
about the
how does the
logistics
30-foot lion get with the house cat?
Khajiit magic.
very carefully.
I mean, well, okay, hold on. There's an argument to be made there that, in fact, you don't have to be very careful at all, and you can just kind of let it go.
We're not going there.
Technically.
So anyway, point being is that Khajiit lore is even more of a trip than Argonian lore, in my opinion, because it's like, yeah, depending on the phase of the moon and the date you were born and like the weather outside, you might be born a lion, you might be born a furry, you might be born as an anthropomorphized cat, or you might be a tabby cat that can't talk. You know, it's complete.
Wait,
Completely random.
wait, hang on.
Also,
the
they
cat-
He's
all
not
do
kidding.
drugs.
Wait, so the cats running around are just could cheat, or you just have no way of knowing?
No,
You have no way of knowing.
They might be.
They might be Khajiit.
Roll
Max,
the dice.
the tabby cat that you see hanging outside, like, the government house, right? You see hanging outside the White House,
Could be a stray.
might just be a tabby cat. It might be an assassin, or it might just be a
Yeah,
spy.
or it might be a Khajiit spy. You never know. Also, they also have the trippiest shit ever. So basically, they have these giant bowls, and they concentrate moonlight in these bowls, and they gain what is called moon sugar. And moon sugar gives them special powers when they imbibe it, and it's completely normal and natural for them to take it. However, if anyone else takes moon sugar, it's a horribly addictive drug similar to heroin.
Wait, hang on. Is that what skooma is?
Yes.
Distilled moonlight.
Distilled moonlight, yes.
Yeah.
You know what? All right, I didn't know that's how skooma was made. Now I know.
Man, there's so like here's the thing,
And
right?
it's
The
why the
Elder
Khajiit
Scrolls-
have no problem selling moon sugar to people, because they don't understand. Like, a majority of them don't understand that normal people eating moon sugar is bad. They're just like, yeah, we all eat the moon sugar. There's no problem selling it to these people.
It's normal back home. What's the problem, officer?
Yeah.
But like, it's not like, hey, that's not cool. We shouldn't sell. They're just like, fucking lightweight.
Whatever.
Just get better.
Get good, loser.
You didn't get magic powers from the moon sugar. What are you, a casual?
Other wild lore is the Nords are actually from Japan.
Yes, that's. I did forget that one.
Yeah.
Hang on.
The Vikings
Hang on
are
a second.
actually from Japan.
No, hang on a second.
I have
yeah, the
some
blades.
complaints.
Yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it? These,
Yeah.
when you meet the blades. Oh, these are old Nord weapons. Like, what? Wait, hang on, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean these are old Nord weapons and armor?
Yeah. It
What is
gets
this
even
shit?
it gets even better because the so the continent the Akaviri lived on, which is where the Nords descended from, have like these giant flying snake serpent dragons that are like if you gave basilisk wyvern wings and necromancer powers.
I'm sorry.
That sounds amazing.
Listen,
and the Nord and the
were-
Akavir normally killed these guys.
because they were
Okay.
like, you're causing ecological harm. Die.
All right then.
The lore of
by the way-
Elder Scrolls is trippy.
Listen, by the way, you also
Yeah.
gotta remember, ecological harm in the Elder Scrolls isn't like you cut down too many trees. It's stop raising so many zombies, you're upsetting the balance of life and death, and that's killing the plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, to paraphrase Maxor, the lore is so fucked up that one guy had to invent LSD just to write it.
Like,
It's not wrong.
the
It's
lore of the
not
Elder
wrong.
Scrolls starts wild when you hear, like, there are so many different, like,
Oh, yeah,
systems
also,
of magic out
Tamriel-
there.
Tamriel is literally the god's dead body. Like,
Yeah.
No,
like this
like,
isn't like some sort of like, you know,
Metaphysical
philosophical, metaphysical thing. No, it is literally a dead god's body.
Okay, so
magic
Yeah.
comes from the fact that, oops, there's holes into the realm of the gods and they're leaking magic.
Yeah, the reason why
You
stars
filthy
exist
people
is
aren't
because
supposed to have them.
So basically, the reason why the stars and the sun exist is because, in actuality, the stars are as close to Tamriel as the sun is. But what happened was this one god and all of his apostle gods were like, fuck this shit, fuck you guys, we're leaving, fuck everything here. And they kind of just punched their way out of reality and left. But because they punched their way out of reality, they kind of just left holes in reality that then leaked god energy into the world. So now everyone can cast spells.
Which, by the way, the other deities were like, you let the monkeys have magic, what is wrong with you? And the other deities who had already punched their way out of this reality were like, not my problem.
Yeah, literally, not our problem.
So
And
the way
then-
that you're describing some of this stuff, it sounds like someone finally got to make use of their mythology degree from college on
Yeah.
a bad trip.
Yeah.
Yes. But the
Yeah.
best part is we're only like making up like half of those like the deities who punched their way out of reality, not made up. The fact that when other deities complained to them about it, they went, not our problem, while not the exact wording, is in fact accurate.
Also, Akatosh is the dragon god of time. Don't question why he's a giant burning dragon. He just is.
If you ask him that question, he'll make you stop being in time.
Which is definitely within his realm of powers, by the way, in case you were curious. It's why
Watch me
literally nobody steps to Akatosh. Nobody steps to Akatosh.
One guy
Okay.
tried, and his punishment was to be banished from reality. To be banished from the physical reality forever, and that was because Akatosh was feeling nice. And the only reason Akatosh was feeling nice was because he had to inhabit a puny mortal shell that had concepts like peace, justice, and ethics.
Oh yeah, occasionally Akatosh will just incarnate himself as a normal mortal and just be like, I'm just gonna chill. It's gonna be a normal mortal
No,
for a
sometimes
while.
he incarnates himself as a normal mortal to save reality. Sometimes he incarnates himself as a mortal because he wants to get a change of pace.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, for the record, he doesn't half-ass it like the other deities. He actually makes himself into a mortal, completely forgets that he's immortal until he dies,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
does not give himself any kind of like leg up or power or
It's great.
anything. There have in fact been
Counterfeit.
times when the other deities have had to reject his pledges of service because they're like, no!
Okay, that's
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's great.
They know who he is.
I love Elder Scrolls lore sometimes. It's so fucking dumb.
If you go read, the best part is there's so many books you can read because they're all in the game. It's so great. Listen, there are
Yeah.
2 wikis where if you ever just
There's
want to be like,
there's canonically like 5,000 something books in like full books in Elder Scrolls now.
that you can go read. Cause Bethesda let them keep that website up, right? The one that was like
The Elder Scrolls
Elder
library.
Scrolls. Yeah, Elder Scrolls Library. That was it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And definitely the further back you go, the more elaborate the books, for sure. I also highly recommend, like, there's 2 wikis that just, if you ever want to be like, what in the Sam hell, but also have a great time, just hitting random on the 40k wiki and just slapping random on the Elder Scrolls wiki. Oh my god.
You learn shit that you're just like, why?
They did what? With a what?
But why?
What battle trains? That was a trip.
Oh, I miss the race cars that orcs used to drive.
I remember the Gene Stealer hot rods.
Listen, I appreciate the fact though they did in fact keep the asteroid ships.
Yes,
Well,
asteroid
asteroid landing
ships are
craft,
just
I
cool.
suppose.
That's just cool. That's
Yes.
awesome.
I suppose the correct phrase is asteroid landing craft.
Rock.
Hey,
By the way,
say
Max,
what you
I don't know
will
if
about Dawn of War 3. I do like that the WOG is a map-wide sound play, so you
Yes.
can in fact hear the WOG start, and you're just like, oh fucking Christ.
No,
yeah. So
it's
Max,
that time again.
the way that orcs,
Uh-oh.
sometimes orcs are smart enough to build spaceships. But
Mhm.
most of the time, what they prefer to do is, because fighting in space, there's only a very select group of orcs that enjoy space fighting, and they all model themselves after the free traders in the Imperium. The rest of the orcs go, no, I don't want to shoot a pew-pew laser. I want to stab someone with my big rusty meat cleaver. So they find an asteroid big enough to hold a minimum of like what, 10,000? There's not like a hard number, but right. But if it doesn't hold like at least 10,000, it's not worth their time.
It holds a lot
They
of
will then
orcs.
give
thought it
that
was half
asteroid
100,000.
life support. minimal life support. They will then give that asteroid an interstellar warp engine to hurtle itself through the gap of space and time by going through the hell dimension. They will not provide this rock any kind of shielding for the hell dimension because the creatures from the hell dimension invading the rock breaks up the monotony of the trip.
Yeah. To what
They will
everyone
then-
else
Fair enough.
views as a terrible time and something to avoid at all costs, the orcs see as an enjoyable interlude between trips.
The orcs will then continue simply randomly, well, unless they're being controlled by Murga Thraga, whatever his name is,
Yeah.
they will simply continue to hit the random destination button, which for the record is the only form of navigation on that space rock, and they will continue to slap it until they come within view of an inhabited planet, and they will then turn on the giant rocket engines to hurtle themselves at the planet. But they are polite enough to slow the rock down before reaching that planet because the orcs are smart enough to know that if they send the rock into the planet too fast, it will destroy the planet and they won't get to fight anybody.
Yeah. Also, orc derelict craft, as they're called, the orc hulks, they're typically filled with literally everyone.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so no, hold on. Max, do you know what a Space Hulk is in 40K?
In theory,
Okay, what is it in theory?
it's one of the larger ships. Like,
No.
Nope.
no,
So
No,
basically,
a Space Hulk.
imagine, if you will, a 30-car pileup. But then the 30-car pileup had engines strapped onto it, like jet engines, and then it proceeded to continue to slam into the rest of the cars in the highway, and every car it slammed into increased the mass of it like a Katamari Damacy ball.
But you have to add yet one more thing to this, Max. Some of these cars are in fact interstellar spaceships capable of interstellar travel, and
Filled
they're
with people.
filled with people, and their engines are occasionally so busted they will randomly hurtle themselves into the hell dimension, where they will drift for an undetermined period of time in the hell dimension, acquiring demons, mutating the individuals on board, and acquiring still more cars in the pileup. Then it will occasionally drift back into normal space for a few thousand years, acquiring a few hundred, few thousand, sometimes it's just a few days, where they will acquire more cars in the pileup.
So this time in the form of xenomorphs and orcs. And sometimes space marines.
Sometimes
So
Eldar.
so it's a
Sometimes
collection of
necromorphs.
large ships that just drift.
Yes.
But it drifts. It's capable of drifting through hyperspace, where it will pick up
That's-
other ships.
Hmm.
And these ships are generally hundreds of thousands of years old, if not millions of years old, and they have all of the best technology, and they will occasionally even have full blueprints for how to make the super cool, awesome stuff that humanity forgot how to make.
Yeah.
So the human beings willingly enter these, even gleefully enter them, because they want to find the shiny technology.
And it is completely common to find everyone on these space hulks except
Fighting
for
each
maybe
other.
Dark Eldar and Tau.
Never the Tau. The Tau credit to the Tau. The Tau are the only people smart enough not to go in the hell dimension. Sometimes you'll find Necrons on there. But oh yeah, by the way, Max, sometimes you will find the secret ancient techno-Egyptians on these, because somewhere in that unholy tangle is the secret ancient techno-Egyptian technology. But it's so lost in the mess that even the ancient tech Egyptians, who are the unquestioned masters of the physical realm, their sensors were like, it's here, but we don't know where, because it sucks in there.
And sometimes, like a Bill Wirtz video, here is there is there, and there's actually not anywhere.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah, okay, but so that's a Space Hulk. Then sometimes orcs get their hands on them and make them
Worse.
work correctly.
Two ways of saying the same statement.
The difference is minimal.
Also, Max, that's also on those kinds of ships. That's where the quote Legion of the Damned is most commonly seen.
You're right. So the story we're all ignoring on purpose.
No, hold on. Come on, Sneaky.
No,
Sneaky,
I
you've
know. Just
gotta
let me-
read him the Legion of the Damned lore.
Just let me hold on. So the story we're all ignoring on purpose, which we're actually not going to end up reading, it's just really garbage. Basically, all Team Ruby is just randomly Guardians. The author doesn't bother to explain how the fuck all of a sudden Guardians were on Ruby, except all of the Ruby teams that had names are Guardian teams with ghosts.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of dumbass shit. So anyway, yeah, go ahead, Doom Legion Damned stuff. Yeah.
Honestly, I think you have more fun reading the Legion of the Damned, but I can't. So Max, chaos is bad, and chaos turns almost everyone who interacts with it into terrible, horrible, twisted abominations of themselves. Except sometimes, when all hope is lost, there's two things that can happen for the Imperium. Well, three things that can happen for the Imperium. All hope is lost, everything is terrible, and everybody dies. That's the most common. Then there's the second most common event, which is one of the Emperor's angels, not Space Marines, but literal angels, appears and just solves all the problems because they're basically minor deities, right, Sneaky? I'm
Not
getting
just
that right.
making
The Imperial
50-50
Saints?
on that one. The Imperial Saints, yeah, they're kind of basically demigod sort of situation.
It's sometimes they're dead people, sometimes they're not dead people. It's tricky. And then there's the third and least common of them all. Imagine a Space Marine did a fusion dance with Ghost Rider.
That is the best description.
Only it's Ghost Rider with a bolter because he's still a Space Marine.
They have
Okay,
their
then.
own stat block.
And they just go up.
Interesting tactic.
And they're just constantly on fire.
Well, of course. Why would they be?
And apparently, the only reason they ever leave the warp, where they're just running around constantly killing demons for the reasons of screw you demons, the only reason they'll ever leave the warp is if something is so hideously, tragically wrong in the Imperium that it takes literal on-fire ghost Space Marines to fix it.
Like the Blood Comet.
Oh, also, they are constantly on fire, literally all the time. Never are they not on fire.
Yes, of course.
Huh?
Understand now.
And they're bolters, which, by the way, the Inquisition won't admit this if you ask them, but they have recovered some bolters from these poor guys when they die. They are they're a perfectly normal bolter, if exceptionally well made and kind of fancy. And if a normal Space Marine uses them, it fires normal ammo. But if these guys use them, it shoots exploding fire bullets.
There was also that one time that a bunch of Marines pretended to shoot guns at orcs and the orcs died.
That was its own problem.
That was its own thing.
Yeah, just like pretend. Whatever.
Oh, also, every single time the Inquisition has attempted to intercept, capture, or question the Legion of the Damned, reality just bends until they don't.
Yeah.
Just
Sort of like because the orcs believe that, well, they decanonized this, which I thought was the stupidest thing ever. But originally, Creed could never die because the orcs believed him the master of strategy, and obviously the master of strategy could never be strategized. And so whenever Creed was about to die in any situation, something implausible would happen that would allow him to live. Like,
now,
he was one time on a planet that was blowing up. There was no possible way to get off the planet. There was no possible way to, like, get on a ship. There was no ships left. Everything was going wrong. Literally anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. He was stuck on this planet, and then in front of him a webway portal opens up and swallows him. It was like a 1 in quadrillion chance of that ever happening.
which, by the way, fun fact, they decanonized his Deus Ex Machina. They did not decanonize the already existing instances of Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Which is its own weird thing. But I still think one of my personal favorites for Creed was there is a belief amongst Imperials that the orcs have more influence over Creed than suspected, because Creed took an orc power claw to replace his arm, and it works perfectly. It should not.
That's Yorick.
I'm sorry, you're right, Yarrick. Well, actually, Yarrick also gets influenced by the orcs. Of that, there's almost no question.
I mean, he is the rival of the beast.
Which instantly, God, the Yarrick omnibus is great, but literally, he got his arm cut off by an orc, cut that orc's power claw arm off, used the power claw to kill him, which shouldn't work, right? Full stop, should not have worked. And then, for whatever reason, the Mechanicus adept who was treating him, who should have immediately removed that power claw and burned it as a piece of filthy, disgusting tech heresy, not fit to touch a servant of the Emperor,
He
thought,
did not.
I should totally bolt this to him permanently and make it work. And it does now. And now it undergoes regular maintenance, where it obeys all the normal laws of tech, in defiance of every other piece of orc technology.
It has a machine spirit in it. It shouldn't.
Zero
mean,
reason for it to function. Zero reason. But
I think you can sum up most of 40k with it works and it shouldn't.
Well, it's like the fucking start of the fucking B movie where they're like, the bumblebee, by all physical definitions, should not be able to fly. However, the bumblebee does not know this.
By all lost reality.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's like, yes, but in the case of orcs, it's actual nonsense.
So that's why I wanted to. This is why it's obviously a scrapbook. So you'll understand why it's a scrapbook story and why I'm not actually ever going to produce more than one chapter for it. So I had this idea, right? It's been percolating for like a year and a half now, I think. It's a DxD story, right?
Oh no. Oh no.
And it's about the power of imagination, because as far as canon is concerned, when it comes to power of imagination, is if you can imagine it and you have the power to do it, it can be done. Yeah. And the more you understand what you're doing, the less energy it takes to do it. Like,
we're going to make a Mechanicus adept.
Like, say you want to shoot an icicle at someone, right? If you don't understand that there's water in the air, it will make the water to freeze, to turn into an icicle, to then shoot. But if you understand that there's water in the air, you can cut costs by making it collect the water in the air to freeze, to shoot. Stuff like that, right? So if you understand what's going on in reality, you can make your spell better. That's with the power of imagination. And I had the idea of a trope-aware main character, OC, of course, who is isekai'd into this world and is like, I am in an anime world. Tropes drive... The tropes are the laws of physics in this anime world, not actual reality, you know? And so he comes up with his first spell, which is just plug the power cord back into itself and you have infinite power. Now, it doesn't quite work like that, but what it does end up doing is basically giving him an uncapped mana pool. Because he can just put mana into the spell and then take it out when he wants to use it.
Genius. The mana battery.
And from there, it kind of just develops into him using various memes, anime tropes. By the power of anime and memes, I will prevail, you know, etc., etc. Basically, just totally rolling with the fact that he's in anime world and just absolutely abusing the mechanics of such.
As he ought to.
And the main problem and why I'll never get more than a chapter is because in the DxD wiki, it said at one point, there is no canonical definition for how magic operates.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
So I would have to come up with a magic system to have the character abuse it. And then on top of that, there's basically no canon involving DxD devils and angels. Like, there's nothing like, yeah, there's 7 heavens, and each heaven deals with different things, but there's, like, no canon telling us how that's handled logistically. And there's, like, oh yeah, we know that there's a capital city in the underworld for the devils.
Never see it.
And that's it. That's all we know about it.
It's time for me to eat.
And so, yeah. I was just like, if I was going to do this, I would have to basically write an original story. Which, while potentially...
We have some other original stories to write first.
Yeah, we got some other shit in the oven, so that's not happening. So, but then it is what it is, and, you know, we covered some stories tonight, you know, and we had some fun, we drank some drinks. Is what it is. We will see you guys next time on Friday, because there is always more, and it does in fact always get worse.